is going to be 10 tips on how you can get long healthy hair fast. So I've done a video like this in the past. I think it was about a year and a half ago. So I've had a fair few new subscribers since then who I'm sure haven't seen that video and would like to know my tips on how to get long healthy hair, since I do get asked quite a lot. So because I have done that video before, I'm not going to mention like a background on my hair. So if you guys would like to know sort of a background on my hair and how long I've been growing it for and stuff like that, I will link the first hair care video that I did in the description box down below, so you can go and watch that. So a lot of these tips might seem quite obvious, but it's just staying consistent with them that honestly does help your hair to grow. So tip number one is to drink lots of water, and honestly this does help. It helps with not only your hair but with your skin and just being healthy in general. Drinking water is literally the best thing you can do to keep your hair nice and hydrated. I usually will have just a water bottle sitting around me so that I can just reach over and sip on it, and honestly I will just sit there and sip on water without really even realizing that I'm doing it. So yeah, that is tip number one. Tip number two is pretty similar to tip number one, and that is to eat healthy. Obviously this is going to be good for you overall, not just for your hair but for like your skin and for your nails, and just for being a healthy person in general. Staying nice and healthy is going to keep your hair nice and healthy as well. It's pretty obvious, but it really does make a difference. The third tip I also mentioned in my last video, and honestly it was a little bit controversial. Some people took it the wrong way, but it is basically that if you're going to dye your hair or bleach your hair, especially bleach your hair, and your hair is probably not going to be as healthy or be able to grow as what it would be able to. And I'm not saying that bleaching your hair and dyeing your hair is a bad thing, but if you are really strong-willed about growing your hair, then maybe try and stay away from the bleach, or instead of bleaching your entire hair, then get foils or go a more natural blonde color. Obviously bleach isn't going to be good for your hair. Next tip is also going to be a little bit controversial, and there are probably a few people that aren't going to like this very much, especially hairdressers, but it is that you don't really need to get your hair cut every 6 to 8 weeks. Well, I guess it would depend on your hair type, but for me, I don't need to get my hair cut every 6 to 8 weeks. I just find that ridiculous. It would be a waste of money for me. And honestly, if you're getting your hair cut that much, your hair probably isn't going to grow. You're probably going to be cutting your hair faster than what it's actually going to be growing. I would recommend probably getting your hair cut every 4 to 5 months. At the moment, I haven't had my hair cut in a year, and I definitely need one now. I guess it just shows if I actually needed my hair cut every 6 to 8 weeks, then my hair would be insanely, ridiculously dead. And tip number 5 is to use a wide tooth comb. Something like this is perfect, and this is for when you get out of the shower. So when you're out of the shower and your hair's wet, your hair is a lot more prone to breakage than when it is dry, because it can stretch and then like spring back up. If you're going to be using a normal brush, then it's really not good for your hair at all. So I would say if you do want to brush your hair when you get out of the shower, then definitely use a wide tooth comb compared to a normal brush. The next tip I have is to use products that colorate with your hair needs or problems in order to, I guess, solve the problems that you have with your hair so that you can have more healthy and long hair. So Schwarzkopf actually has a campaign running at the moment called the Hair Happiness Challenge, and basically it is a challenge where you change up different products in your hair care routine in order to achieve lovely, nice hair. What you do is you take a quiz and they tell you what your hair horoscope is, and then they recommend products to you. So the hair horoscope that I got was Sizzle Sister. I've been recommended a couple of different products that I've been using on my hair, and I've definitely seen a difference. The main problems that I generally have with my hair is that it can be quite dry. Obviously my hair's colored, and that I obviously get split ends. So the products that were recommended to me are the Schwarzkopf Extra Care Hair Repair with Liquid Keratin Color Protect Shampoo and Conditioner for long-lasting color protection and shine. So here is the shampoo, here is the conditioner. They both make my hair feel ridiculously soft and shiny, so that's a good sign. I definitely will keep using these and let you guys know what I think. And then also, because I suffer from quite dry hair, sometimes I do need a little extra boost to make my hair nice and moisturized. So this is the Schwarzkopf Extra Care Hair Repair Ultimate Color Express Repair Leave-In Conditioner. What I've been doing is just getting out of the shower, combing through my hair with my wide tooth comb, of course, and then spraying some of this in my hair, and it just makes it nice and moisturized. And then again, if I need some extra moisture when I'm in the shower, I will use an Ultra Repair Anti-Damage Mask, and this is for really heavily damaged dry hair, so it definitely relates to the type of hair that I have. My hair isn't heavily damaged, but because it is so long, obviously I've probably got a few more split ends than people who have hair this long. So I'll have all of the information about the hair happiness challenge in the description box down below. Head over, figure out what your hair horoscope is. Then basically every single week you just do different little challenges, and I think it's really cool and really fun. And I think they actually have a competition going at the moment where you can win a styling session and a cash prize. So all of the information about that will of course as well be in the description bar. Moving on to tip number 7, and that is to avoid using heat on your hair. And I know this seems obvious, and that especially relates to blow drying your hair. Honestly, I think there is nothing more pointless than blow drying your hair. Unless I'm filming a video or going to work, I generally will just have a shower the night before so my hair can dry overnight, or I will go wherever it is that I need to go with damp wet hair and just let it air dry, because I don't really think it's that bad. And if you're going to use one, then make sure that you use a heat protectant, please. It's so important. Tip number 8 is to brush your hair frequently. But when it's wet, like I said before, don't brush your hair when it's wet. It's really bad for it. But brushing your hair, especially from like the roots down, just creates stimulation, and it's going to bring like the oils from the top of your head down, not make your hair oily, but it's going to bring like your natural oils down through your hair and just stimulate hair growth. You could even give yourself a bit of like a scalp hair massage if you want to. That will stimulate all of the blood in your head and make your hair grow nice and long. Tip number 9 is to not wash your hair frequently. Obviously you need to wash your hair, otherwise you will have disgusting hair, but I probably only wash my hair like once a week or every 5. The more you get into it and the more you start washing your hair less frequently, the less oily your hair will get, because it's used to not being washed so often. And that brings me to point number 10, which is my final tip, and that is to avoid putting your hair in buns, especially messy buns. Putting your hair in a bun, it scrunches your hair up like this, and then you're putting like a hair tie around it. Obviously that's not going to be good for your hair, especially when you take the hair tie out and then it rips my hair out and stuff like that. Try to avoid putting your hair in a bun because it just breaks your hair. Those are all my tips. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Again, make sure that you check the description bar for all the information on the hair happiness challenge. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a huge thumbs up because it really helps me out. And I will have my other hair care videos linked in the description bar. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!